And we're at 7 o'clock. One more time.
One more time.
I call this regular meeting of the Robertson County Commission, July the 20th, to order. If anybody's got a ball cap on, you please slip it off and, I tip you.
Flip that off.
Turn your phones off.
He did that just to help you remember.
Who was that?
Eugene Davidson.
He calling you?
Yeah.
You ain't done something right then.
Yeah, free.
All right, if you got a cell phone, y'all, you please. Okay, commissioners, if you will, do roll call. I got 22 present, 3 absent. I declare we have a quorum. Okay. Chair's going to invite Bill Jones up to do our invocation, please. You will stand, do the invocation followed by the pledge to our America's flag.
Let's pray. Father, we're so grateful and thankful for you to be in the midst of us and ask you to put your hand upon our decisions and bless every person that's in this house and bless this county. We love you and we appreciate what you do for us and we honor you and look forward to following your directions in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Oh, no, Bill. Yeah. Bill. Back up here.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Bill Jones. We're working on the air game.
Better.
Got to.
Okay, commissioners, in the package, the minutes from the previous meeting, I'll take a motion. Got a motion by Commissioner Roberts. Got a second by Commissioner Couts. All in favor of filing the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody oppose that? Okay, the minutes are filed. Communications, seem like we've got quite a bit. I'm gonna start with Commissioner Summers. You like to address the crowd?
Yes, sir. This Saturday, July 25th, from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m., local nonprofit Chosen and my business, Social Elite Sports, will have our annual back to school bash at Springfield High School.
At Springfield High School.
Yes, sir. 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. 6 p.m. It's a great thing every year. Bunch of free stuff given out, backpacks, shoes, clothes. It's a great community event. I encourage everyone to come out if you could.
Okay, now Saturday, the 25th,
Yes, sir.
from 2 to 6,
Yes, sir.
at Springfield High School.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that is a great program. Great program. Thank you, Commissioner. This time I'm gonna recognize Jordan Osmond. What is your title now?
I'm the president of Prime Trucking and Excavating, Mayor.
She would like to make a presentation.
No, it's a presentation. It's an introduction.
Introduction, that'll work.
Yes, sir. This is Kaylee Harriman. Kaylee is our new Director of Economic and Community Development. It has been a pleasure serving Robertson County. It really was a gift. I left the chamber for about 8 months before came back, and I had a really great experience with the Economic Development Board. But y'all needed somebody that knows economic development, not just knows Robertson County. And I know Robertson County well. Economic development's not my number one expertise. You need somebody that is, and Kaylee Harriman is that. Kaylee interviewed against a bunch of other candidates, very qualified candidates. We are very familiar with Kaylee, and Kaylee is familiar with Robertson County because she was our rep with the Tennessee Department of Economic and Community Development. She knows all about the state's programs and processes and the incentive packages and what works for them and what doesn't. And she has already improved the processes within Robertson County. And I know that we will benefit greatly from her experience. Already with communication, she's created a packet for you guys. I'm going to let her tell you about a few things that are in that packet.
Thank you, Jordan. I'm very grateful to have Jordan have served as the interim and to have her to help introduce me and teach me even more about Robertson County. So all of the commissioners should have a packet in front of them. There is a press release announcing my hiring. There's a press release about a site development grant that the board was awarded recently. And then just a few highlights of work that the board has done over the past year. Some announced jobs and capital investment, which is always important. Work that the tourism arm of the board has done. And then just a few other things that you may or may not have known that the Economic Development Board does. You'll also see my business card and my assistant director's business card, Sarah Warren. Please feel free to reach out at any time, and anyone in the audience, happy to meet with you as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Carrie. Heard a lot of mayors in Nashville brag on you. They really have. So we're lucky to have you. And Jordan, thank you for what you've done. Thanks a lot. Okay, also my communications, I think Brent Dyer, you'd like to speak? While Brent's coming up, let me just say that I need to recognize some ball teams that's gone to the state, and the girls was this week. And I've got like the Adams 10U girls and in Springfield 8U girls. I got Springfield boys, which start next week, 12 and under, and then I got Springfield 8 and under. Wait a minute, Adams 8 and under boys started this week. Anybody else got some ball teams out there they know of?
I think Greenbrier went to state, 10U.
I think they did too.
They did. They played Adams, I think, for the state championship, and they lost, but they come in make them second. And I think Greenbrier 8U went to Rockwood, and they came in second to Springfield. So
I mean, second Springfield. Wow.
But Springfield 8U or U8 went to
Mississippi.
They
Talking about girls?
The girls.
Yeah.
They placed second in the nation. They had like 15 states, 16 states down there. And they got beat today, which was the last game.
Wow, they had a good run.
Yes, sir.
They had a good run. You know, the 10U girls at Adams, they beat Texas and Georgia, played Louisiana. Louisiana beat them by one run. They come back and play Texas again, and Texas beat them that time. They had a great experience. Great experience. Brent?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mayor, commissioners and guests. We got ourselves, myself and our emergency management director, placed on the agenda, something kind of, well, we know that the mayor doesn't like attention. And in the morning,
This ain't something for me, is it?
well, in the morning, there may be 2 open positions for department heads. We all agreed, even ladies, staff in your office, we thought you deserved it. So they put us on the agenda. Long story short, we wanted to give you something from myself and Mr. Pierce here, our EMA director. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been in this a long time, and I've never worked for somebody I think is wise and as genuine as the man right there. And we wouldn't be able to go out here and do without question, without fail, and without just no problems. A very seamless operation to take care of our people if we didn't think that we were also taken care of. And these commissioners help us take care of our employees. And it's hard to go take care of everybody else if you're not taken care of. And I've never felt more taken care of in my 28-year career and working for this man right here. This, I had this made by a friend in Murfreesboro, a woodworker. It says, the Honorable William A. Billy Vogel. And it's the Robertson County seal. And it says the commissioner of 98 to 2018 and county mayor from 2018 to 2026. And show that right quick.
That's nice.
Very nice.
Something very well made for really well put together gentleman.
Yes, sir.
And we wanted to present that to you this evening, sir.
Tell the folks at EMA and EMS, I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Folks, I really believe that, good Lord's willing, my work for Robertson County is not done just by next month. I plan on being active in county things and can serve if I can as a person, just serve on some committees, but it's up to the good Lord. But the Lord has blessed me to have a lot of friends. I can't do this stuff by myself. This is not a one-man's job, y'all. It's not a one-man's job. And I appreciate the county commission and all department heads for what they've done. We got another clear audit, so I think we just need to give everybody a clap, and me too. Okay, early voting has started. Election day is August the 6th. And get people out to vote. That's I mean, that's just the American way. Get everybody out to vote. Anybody you see that hadn't voted, shame them. And then August 11th, there's our public hearing for the budget. I think it's on a Monday. Am I right, Madam Clerk? It's at 7 o'clock, August 11th. And usually we got a pretty good crowd, but I got a feeling this year it might not be that so. Because the budget committee's got a great budget. Worked hard at it. And that's a credit to all department heads. Their hard work.
Tuesday.
It's on Tuesday? Well, thank you. Let me be sure I got everything. I think that is it. Yeah, that's all I got in my communications. Okay, we'll move to public comments. Anybody here would like to speak on something that's on the agenda? Madam Clerk, you got anybody? Good, everybody's satisfied. Move to our reports. Ain't happy, this ain't gonna say nothing. Let's move to reports. I got the highway report. Any questions or comments? Trustees report. Any questions or comments? Animal control. Any questions or comments? Planning commission. Any questions or comments? EMA. Any questions or comments? Veteran services. Any questions or comments? Solid waste. Any questions or comments? Fire. Any questions or comments? EMS. Any questions or comments? And last, finance. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, your for filing these reports, vote aye. Anybody, you need a motion? Give me a motion, somebody.
So moved.
All right, I got a motion by Bobby Hogan, a second by Bobby Cows. If you're for filing reports, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody oppose that? They are filed. Okay, at this time, we're moving right along. This time we're gonna go to, if we don't have any election appointments, right, Faye?
Right.
Okay. We'll move into our public hearing again. I'll open it to the public. Hunter, would you and Pam please come up? The public will be invited to speak on zoning issues if it affects you. You got anybody who wants to talk? You got anybody who wants to talk? Okay, Hunter.
Resolution number 0720260062, Terry and Jamie Nix request to rezone 0048 surveyed acres of the 3.1287 surveyed acres of property from AG2 to R40 located at 6764 Hall Road. Tax map 116, parcel 0 through 8.00. Third voting district, the planning commission recommended by a vote of 4-1.
Okay, since no one wants to talk, you can go on to B.
Resolution number 0720260063, Terry and Jamie Nix request to rezone 2.1239 surveyed acres of the 3.1287 surveyed acres of property from AG2 to RP80 located at 6764 Hall Road, tax map 116, part of parcel 038.00, third voting district. Planning commission recommended by a vote of 5-0.
5-0. Okay, thank you, Hunter. Let's go to A, Agriculture Residential District Ag 2 to R40. I need a motion for Terry and Jamie Nix on voting District 3. I got a motion by Commissioner Roberts. Got a second by Commissioner Martin. Any questions for Hunter?
Thank you, sir.
I got a question.
Okay, I got, Mr. Romo to speak.
I noticed on the lead sheet, it's recommended for approval 4-1. But I also noticed back on the forms here. Turn back to where it says recommendation, negative recommendation to the county legislative body. This area is slated for rural, for which RP 80 is appropriate, not R40. Am I reading
So-
something wrong there? It looks like.
No.
A negative
So the
recommendation.
vote, the 4-1 is what the planning commission actually voted. On the staff note, you're saying is what's recommended by our planner to the planning commission. And she strictly went off of the land use map. But this is a parcel that has 2 homes and they're trying to divide it to get into conformance.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Anybody else got a question? I'd like to hear a call for question.
Question.
Question being called. If you're for that resolution, vote yes. If you're against it, vote no. 21 for, 0 against, that resolution passes. Okay, Hunter, we're gonna go to item B, which is Ag 2 to RP 80. Terry and Jamie Nix, still voting District 3. I need a motion. Got a motion by Commissioner White. Got a second by Commissioner Moore. Any questions for Hunter? Question being called. If you're for this resolution, vote yes. If you're against it, vote no. Got 21 for, 0 against, that resolution passes. Thank you, two. Okay, we'll move to our resolutions now. The chair will recognize Commissioner Couts from the Budget Committee.
Madam Clerk, Mr. Mayor, honored guests, fellow commissioners. I would like to present to you Resolution 072-026-064. This is a resolution to approve the economic development plan for the Cider Grove mixed use development.
Okay, I got a motion by Couts and a second by Roberts. Any questions for the chairman?
Not really a question, but a statement.
Okay.
If y'all looked at your packet, there's a lot of delinquent taxes in the packet. I know this has nothing to do with those delinquent taxes, but we do have some developers, builders and everything on that delinquent tax list. My suggestion is that whenever a developer or someone comes in for a building permit, that these people should know about it, that they're on there, and if they're not gonna pay their taxes, they don't need another building permit. This gentleman, from what I understand from Jordan, has paid everything that he's supposed to pay. TDOT evidently surprised him with something about the road over there, which I did not know about till tonight. Because I was totally against, because I don't like TIFs in general. But the thing is, we've got 80-something pages of delinquent taxes. If y'all hadn't looked at it, you need to look at it. You've got one gentleman on there that's got 75 properties that hasn't paid his taxes. I want this county to get all the taxes that they can get and not give any away. Which I understand this is a good project. I'm all for the emergency room, possible property for EMS or a fire station. I mean, I know that they've got other retail stuff in there and homes, but come on, folks. We gotta get these taxes paid that are delinquent.
Yeah, I agree with you, Gina. But I have to admit, there's a lot of them on there this year that they'll pay up for next year.
Well,
That list will dwindle
I
quick.
understand that.
And as far as we don't have anything a lot of them that's on there is probably Springfield too.
I understand that, but.
When Springfield decides to do their delinquent tax, then it moves to us. And, hey, we've done good selling delinquent property.
I know we have, because I'm on the delinquent tax committee.
Yeah, well, hey, we don't have, but I think the trustee told me about 95% of people paid this year.
So it'd be easy enough at some, maybe not right now, but to make it in the form of a motion. If you're relying on your taxes, you can't apply for a building. If you apply for a building permit, you can't get it. I think that would be you stop this. I think it's a different conversation, yes, but it ought to be talked about. Yes, ma'am.
Well, that's just, I mean, this is just something that I think I brought this up either last year or a couple of years ago. But anyway, it's just, this county could be a lot better off if there were a lot more of their taxes paid. And I understand people who have either died or they're sick, or, I mean, there's all kinds of circumstances for single individuals. But I'm talking about groups.
I think that'd be the way to handle it.
But I just wanted to bring it up, Mr. Couch.
Okay.
Good observation.
Very good.
Okay, noted.
Yes, ma'am.
Anybody else got a question?
That's me.
And call for question in? Hey,
That's me.
Mr. Roberts wants to talk.
Hey, when we did the TIF for Vespa Village, we knew that we was putting the money for that. We was helping with that, for putting the 4-lane road through it, putting the lights in it and all the other stuff. What is this TIF going for?
Infrastructure.
There's sidewalks going in, there's extra light, the lights being altered,
Turning lane.
turning lanes.
Lane.
There's sidewalks down both sides. There's a lot of work going on. And the other part I'll tell you is we're getting an emergency room in the county where we don't have one. I think it's an important part of
Yeah,
what they're putting there.
You're offering land for us.
And yes, and
I've looked at that close and, I'm gonna tell you, we're gonna get a lot of bang for our buck when our day comes.
Yeah.
We're talking millions of dollars just to the schools. It's gonna come from this TIF. And then about, I think about $4 million going to our debt service fund.
How many businesses do we have right now that are going in there?
well, there's the emergency room, there's a car repair place, there, I think is another McDonald's. And
Casey's, McDonald's,
Casey's, McDonald's, the liquor store, a daycare.
Casey's.
center.
daycare.
and a daycare. Right.
And the state's ones making put in the turning lanes.
I mean, that's,
Gentleman's offered to do that.
if I understand it, the math right, we're getting $21,000 a year and we're gonna get 212 after this is completed. Then we'll get more after the TIF's over. So I don't,
But we don't get our final money till the 20 years.
Until the TIF's is to help him
Right.
use the money for the infrastructure. When he gets the infrastructure in, and that's when that property value goes up to what we get.
Right.
but we get a lot more now when it's completed.
Our property taxes that we receive now on that property, as it was like 16,000.
12.
12,000, yeah,
And we'll be getting
220.
a
I
year,
think that's right.
even while the TIF is going on.
Right.
Gina, I agree with you. There's stuff about TIFs that I didn't understand, especially some of the pilots we did. But whoever came up with this program right here, and I understand that Tom Trent helps with it, I tell you what, it's a win-win for a county.
Well, it's better than some of the TIFs I've seen.
I hear a call for question.
Question.
Question be called. If you're for this resolution, vote yes. If against it, vote no. We got 19-4, 2 against. That resolution passes. Okay.
All right, we have resolution 072-026-065. This is a resolution to establish for Tennessee Consolidated Retirement Program, a resolution to establish a mandatory retirement age requirement pursuant to Tennessee Code annotated section 8-36-205 to authorize the payment of supplemental bridge benefit pursuant to the Tennessee Code annotated section 8-36-11 to authorize Group 1 members who have credible service in Group 1 position covered by such and age retirement, mandatory age retirement to retire on service retirement benefits upon the age of 55 with 25 years of credible service pursuant to the Tennessee Code. So I understand this. I'm sure the sheriff will correct me if I'm wrong. This is to help with insurance from the age of 55 to 60.
Increase in retirement.
Sir?
Increase in the retirement benefit.
To get, that's why it's called a bridge, I guess, is because it helps get to that point.
62 and not 65.
62.
62.
I got a motion by Couch and a second by Dr. Martin. Anybody got any questions for Mr. Couch?
I got a question. It was 3.5% increase every year. Is that what it means? He says he could cash flow this after this resolution this year. Will that same attitude affect in the near
I
future?
would say that we need to make him a member of the court if you're going to ask those kind of questions.
So move.
Got a motion to make the sheriff a member of the court.
Second.
I got a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Mr. Stroud, you want to go ahead and ask your question? You were.
Oh, that's fine. The sheriff might have to be the one to answer it, but I'll
Okay.
ask it. But doesn't, if I read this right, doesn't this mandatory kind of make people have to retire at 60? Is that?
That's
mandatory.
Just saying 62.
62 in an administrative role.
So at 60, you gotta go.
55 in an active role. Is that what I read?
60.
Okay.
Explain that again, Sheriff. I couldn't hear you.
So it's a mandatory retirement at 60 or 62 if you're in an administrative role. It's made down 62. 77 now.
So you don't have to retire at 55 because it says 55.
The benefits kick in at 55 with a 25-year service.
I read the mandatory retirement.
Service retirement benefits upon attainment of age 55.
Okay.
Yeah,
can
you
retire
start
55.
getting,
Right.
yes,
Okay.
yes, you start getting
Okay.
benefits at
All
age 55, yes.
Yeah, okay. So the floor is open.
Like me to read something very quickly? Commissioners, Mayor, Madam Clerk, I appreciate the opportunity to speak to you tonight in support of this resolution. Over the past 16 years, I've had the honor of serving this county as Chief Deputy and Sheriff. As noted by many of you, yes, I have indeed grown gray in the service of my county. During that time, I have prepared and presented budgets that have met the needs of the Sheriff's Office, the needs of the citizens of Robertson County, and most importantly, were sustainable, fiscally conservative, and sound. Over the past 27 years of my career, I've witnessed firsthand the retention of experienced, well-trained law enforcement officers diminish greatly. At the beginning of my career, there were many, often waiting lists of 1 to 2 years to be hired at sheriff's offices and police departments. There are many patrol level positions held by veterans with 25 to 30 years of experience and service. Unfortunately, that situation no longer exists. Experienced law enforcement is crucial in the success of our communities. Retention equals more experience, and experience equals personnel with more training, knowledge, and skills. This further translates into higher quality services, safer streets, with less errors for citizens of our great county. A level of service that they expect and that they deserve. What is required to perform this job does have cost to the ones performing its duties. I'm sad to report that the average life expectancy of a law enforcement officer in the state of Tennessee's retirement system is a mere 6.77 years. A decade less than most other professions for males and 13 years for females. 10 to 13 years of life that have been sacrificed just to make our community safer. The job does take a harsh toll on the human body, literally sucking the life out of it. All men and women spend decades exposed to repeated stresses that humans were not designed to be exposed to, like infant deaths, homicides, child abuse, rape, robbery, and other crimes of terrible violence. They are faced with life and death decisions that must be made in split seconds. The average American will face 1 to 2 traumatic incidents in a lifetime, while a law enforcement officer will face 200 to 600 in a 30-year career. Discouraging over more recent years, I've seen an increase to go after officers personally in lawsuits, criminal prosecutions, and relentless harassment through social media, even if he was justified and right in his actions. Today in America, law enforcement suicide rates are 54% higher than other occupations.
Death from heart disease is over 50% higher than the average American. And the divorce rate among law enforcement is a staggering 72% compared to the average of 50% amongst other professions. And after a 30-year career, they will only earn 44% of their last year's salary. The state of Tennessee has attempted to address this issue by passing the Bridge Retirement Program, recognizing the inherent risk and responsibilities associated with public safety employees. The benefit is particularly significant for public safety officers whose career are often marked by physical and psychological demands that can accelerate their departure from active service compared to the other public and private sector employees. The Bridge program bridges the gap from retirement to Social Security eligibility. It provides additional retirement income from the ages of 55 to 62 for law enforcement and removes the massive penalty for retiring with 25 years of service. If adopted, the county would transfer funds to the state's retirement program to invest for every single deputy sheriff. This will improve retirement benefits for hundreds of current, former, and future Robertson County deputies. It is calculated based on years of service of qualifying service. The longer you stay, the more the bridge pays. It is a guaranteed benefit, so unlike other retirement programs, it does not rely on the volatility of the stock market for individual computations. The bridge only available for full-time law enforcement officers and full-time firefighters. 44 government entities in Tennessee have adopted the bridge, with more coming online. Other sheriff's offices have seen an increase in their retention rates and recruitment efforts since their county's adoption of this program, noting reductions in turnover costs and legal expenses. Increased experience in law enforcement directly leads to better service for citizens and fewer mistakes that can have costly litigation expenses and life-threatening implications. Unlike some other law enforcement employers, Robertson County provides no health insurance benefits for retirees. This bridge would provide additional income so that retirees are able to purchase private insurance. The bridge will cost approximately $450,000, which is 3.5% of qualified employee salaries. The sheriff's office returned to the general fund on July 1st, $1.256 million, and last fiscal year returned $1.2 million, totaling $2.456 million back to the general fund. The sheriff's office has also generated an additional $300,000 in revenues over anticipated figures for the past 2 fiscal years. That's a total of $2.756 million back to the general fund. The sheriff's office has already committed to raise continuing anticipated revenues by $400,000 in the past 2 budgets. That is enough to fund the retirement benefit for approximately 50 years. However, I am not requesting that those funds be used for this program. Use them how the commission sees fit. We are willing to provide the additional annual revenues to make this program budget neutral from what was passed by the Budget Committee last week by increasing anticipated continuing revenues again. This commission tonight, as one of its final acts, has a chance to a lasting legacy by approving the Bridge Retirement Program. Tonight, you can make a positive change in hundreds of lives. The man and woman that have volunteered to stand between our good citizens and the evil that means to do them harm can be given a little better quality of life in their often shortened final years. These men and women who not only have sacrificed their personal safety, their family lives, their personal freedoms, their financial situation, their life expectancy, and their physical and mental health can be repaid a little something in their final years. This act will recognize their important service and sacrifice they have made for the betterment of our county and its future. I respectfully ask that you please vote yes on this resolution. Glad to answer any questions.
Yes, Sheriff. I got to be on the radio and everything. I need at 55, right? At 25 years service.
25 years of service at 55, a deputy can't retire. No penalty. But right now,
They can work till 62.
doesn't have to. Yes,
They can work till 62, and 62 is mandatory.
60 is mandatory for
60 is
line
mandatory.
officers and 62 for administrators.
So I just need to give my notes.
That's some questions.
Who's got we got some questions from, I got, Mr.
Hey, I know, last week in our budget meeting, you saw that we passed it out of balance 1.6. And I know that threw a red flag up on you. You said, this is not going to pass our budget, which I was pretty well seeing the light. But you've gone and you've taken and made some changes within your budget to get you this $450,000 to make it budget neutral. You explained to us what those were.
I can. So originally, we presented a budget of $22,911,411 to the budget committee, and that included the bridge program. We went back because over the last 3-4 months, we have a lot of movement. It's weekly movement within my agency. It's so large. So we have retirements, we have promotions, we have demotions, we have terminations, we have resignations. We went back through line by line on all those employees. And now what is needed is $22,889,258, $22,000 less than we had asked for 4 months ago. The difference between what was passed in the budget is $271,476. What we're planning on doing is bringing in 10 more state inmates that will cover that cost.
Will you have any problem getting those inmates?
No, sir, I could have 20 here tomorrow.
Hey,
Talking 40 or 50, I would be worried.
okay, I think Commissioner Hart.
Yes, sir. I got a couple of questions. You said that former officers would be involved in this as well?
Yes, sir. Anyone that had 5 years of service to this county, of course, the longer you stay, the more you get. So it's a 0.75% times your years of service times your highest 5-year average. So the more years you have, the more years you're going to get, or the more benefit you're going to get off the bridge.
Also, does this include everybody on the sheriff's payroll?
No, sir, it does not. They have to be a sworn officer.
Okay.
Yeah, there's some.
Somebody in the jail wouldn't fall out of it.
Corrections officers do.
Do.
Yes. Civilians do not.
All right, Commissioner Martin.
Yeah, we had talked in the back briefly. My concern was if this falls under the MOE, you know what I mean? Because I'm very, very reticent to commit 10, 20, 30 years, you know what I mean? When I'm long gone, you know, to whatever this is. So I asked you, and I think you didn't know, but we need to get someone to clarify if it follows under the MOE.
I'm not sure. I know, once you start for this group, yes, you have to continue it, but I was told that, in the future, if we did not want to offer this to new employees, they could opt into another retirement program.
Well, Mr. Mayor, I guess somebody can help us find that out. If what the sheriff's program does fall under maintenance of effort.
I think it's important also to point out, we're looking at 3.6 billion in revenues for housing inmates. Prior to COVID, we hit $5 million years, so we're growing.
I think the question you're asking me is if we do this, it will become part of his maintenance effort that we have to meet every year.
Yes.
Well, I'm sure it will. Sure it will. I think this is something that it's just part of maintenance effort once you start it. Wouldn't you agree, Sheriff?
I don't have a legal answer on that.
I don't either, but I
know the laws I've seen before has to do with salaries. And
I can't see him hiring officers because of this and then come back and say, no, this don't work no more. You know what I mean? Once it starts, I think it's maintenance effort. That's my opinion. In my opinion, it works about two nickels rubbing together.
You're right.
Hey, Mr. Summers.
You said 44 out of the 95 counties have it already adopted?
No, 44 agencies in the state of Tennessee.
44 agencies total. Any agencies in the northern middle Tennessee or surrounding anywhere close to us?
Yes, sir. Montgomery County, Clarksville PD, Goodlettsville PD. There's several around the middle Tennessee area that have it.
Thank you.
Okay, I've got Mr. Hogan, it's your turn.
I have concerns about the length of this. I'm in favor of what you're trying to accomplish here. But the way that we're going about it through a resolution, I think there's another way to handle it for eternity. Because I think we only handle up to a certain period of time that we serve in this committee. I think we may have to handle it another way.
No, sir, this is what the state law requires us to pass, and everyone else has done it.
Okay, I want to make sure.
It's been around for, well over 15 years.
We've discussed this before. It's not, I think I voted for it. But also, I thought I read through here, the fire department's also involved, which we do now.
Full-time fire departments can
Full-time there.
be part of it.
And did it say that somewhere in the deal, the ones that was transferring the people that would put EMS in that wording, is that part of it?
It's not part of the law.
Make it clear, the
Yeah.
fire department,
Full-time law enforcement, full-time firefighters,
full-time.
full-time.
Commissioner White?
Yes, sir. I just want to say I've been on the sheriff committee since I've been a county commissioner. It's been a privilege for me to do so. It's been a privilege to work with Sheriff Van Dyke and his men and ladies. And I found out yesterday, I believe, from a gentleman who goes to church with me that I believe Springfield Fire is a part of the bridge as well, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, no. But that's what I was told by Grant. It was just yesterday, so I didn't get to I'm in favor of this to make sure that we take care of those who are taking care of us and being able to have the position of letting them know that if you put in the time with us, whether it's 10, 15, 25 years, that you've earned the right to be able to retire and retire safely. And as long as you're providing a way to do it that is budget neutral, that's where I stand. So.
Sheriff, I got a question because I'm gonna get asked it. With 5 year service, that's with the Ross County Sheriff's Department, or if they've been 20 years somewhere else, is there 20 years somewhere else?
They would have to be on the bridge program at that agency. So what this does too.
Yeah, if they're in a county that don't do this and they come here,
They'd have to do
20 year
5
service won't work?
No.
Okay.
They have to do 5 years, but like Montgomery County, a lot of the state agencies, Clarksville PD, they can come work for us now and not lose their benefit.
Okay.
Of the bridge. So it's a lot more attractive,
Dr. Martin?
recruitment side.
Excuse me. Two quick questions. I'm sure you've graphed all this out, and about an estimate of how many people right now, if you had to go look at your paperwork, that will approach this 25 and 55, how many would be eligible? And also how much is, I think you told us a year ago, up them from 44% to like 50 something. What would it do dollar wise? So I'm one of your officers and I want to ring the bell at 58 and I'm getting whatever I'm getting. How much more money, dollars and cents, is that going to mean to me?
So right now our retirement is figured at 1.575% per year of service of your highest 5 year average. This will take it up another 0.75%. So almost 50% calculation. So, you have some, I got numbers here. Currently, you retired 30 years of service, you take home $25,636. With the bridge, you'll take home $37,260.
12,000. That's 50% increase.
If you have 25 years of service now at age 55, you'll take home $16,276 a year. With the bridge, you'll take home $30,034 a year. With that penalty hurts. It is massive for a 25-year penalty.
Mr. Hogan?
Yes, but I've been on this commission for 12 years and we've discussed this several times. But what I have heard over the years is that you needed the tool to help keep your officers on board. Our main cost the first few years are training officers, is it not?
It is very expensive.
It's very expensive, and some of us are training for other counties around us.
I will invest probably $35,000 to train one to hit the road.
And I think we need to overemphasize, or at least emphasize the fact that we're spending money that may not get any benefit from it, but this will help us.
A lot of indirect savings, unfortunately, as I approach it, when you get into the 60+ age, there's a lot of liability when it comes to our self-funded medical plan and those family members too.
Am I allowed to ask a question?
Who is? Where did this come from?
Mr. Commissioner.
This is just commissioner, sir. I'm sorry, the public parts.
I understand. That's why it's clarifying. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, not trying to be rude, but that's,
You're right.
state law, yes. Anybody else in the county commission got a question?
Sure, you told me this is budget neutral when we talked about
Yes.
it. And I mean, I know you're not gonna be here forever as sheriff, but I mean, you're pretty confident that we can continue to be budget neutral with the extra inmates and everything, with the cost coming in for that and everything else.
Very sustainable, or I would not be here asking for it.
Thank you.
Like I said, we turned in enough money the last 2 years. If you want to direct that money to fund it, you've got 50 years worth of funding there.
Okay. Somebody call for question, please.
Question.
Question being called. Mr. Roman, would you like to speak?
I was going to, but.
Go ahead. I'm gonna let you do this.
Well, Sheriff, thank you for your presentation. I think this has been some really good conversation, good questions, and I appreciate your patience in answering all of these. I've also worked on your committee as well the last almost 4 years now, and I've seen you run it with a lot of integrity and a lot of budget consciousness, and I appreciate you for those comments. Returning money to the county budget like you have year after year. And I think this is a really good thing, and I hope we're able to get it passed.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
You got a question?
Question.
Question being called. If you for this resolution, vote yes. If against it, vote no. I knew you had a question there somewhere, Mr. Morone. I got 18 for, 3 against. That resolution passes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Cows.
All right. We have resolution number 072 026 066. This is a resolution establishing speed limits for Charles Doris Road of 35 miles an hour.
Won't you do it? We got a motion by Counts and second by Commissioner Roberts. Is there any questions about this speed limit sign on Charles Doris Road? Question being called. If you're for that resolution, vote yes. Against it, vote no. Come from the highway department. Got 21 for, 0 against. That resolution passes. Mr. Counts.
Yes, sir. This is resolution 072 026 067. This resolution for certain changes in official maintenance road, and this is for Old New Cut Road.
Okay, I got.
Annexations of various cities.
You understand, motion by Counts and a second by Ed Hebert. You understand that this land's been annexed by a city, so we're taking it off the county map.
Question.
Question being called. If you're for this resolution, vote yes. If against it, vote no. 21 for, 0 against. That resolution passes. Thank you, Commissioner Cows. Chair now recognizes Commissioner Doc Martin, representing Chancery Court.
I'm surplus property.
You know, surplus property.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. I submit the resolution 0720260669 for approval. It is a resolution.
6-8.
You're one ahead.
You're one ahead.
6-8.
Back up to number 5. That's Chancery Court.
Hold on.
6-8. Should end in 6-8.
6-8. Got it. All right. Race that. As we used to say, let's lick the cap over.
It's usually a case.
I submit resolution 0720260668. This is also surplus property from certain computers. Be it therefore resolved by the Robinson County Commission today, 20th of July, that this material be considered surplus property. Wait a second.
Got a second by Commissioner Roberts. Question be called. For this resolution, vote yes. If against it, vote no. At 21 for, 0 against, that resolution passes. Doc Martin.
Here we go. Resolution 0720260669. This is the surplus property from the schools. Resolved by the commission today that we adopt on the attached list. The list was two surplus buildings, if I'm not mistaken, that the Board of Education are declared surplus property. I await a second.
A second by Commissioner Morgan. Any questions, for Dr. Martin? Question being called. If you're for this resolution, vote yes. If against it, vote no. 21-4, against, that resolution passes. Thank you, Martin. Any old business to come before the county commission? Seeing none. I mean, all I had new business. I want to thank everybody for the plaque. I've had a lot of people been awful night in my 8 years. I appreciate every one of you. If anybody else got any new business? Okay, Bobby Hogan, you want to do the notaries?
I will buy later.
Hey. Commissioner Powell.
Yes, ma'am. I'm gonna ask this because we talked about it. We want to
Okay.
talk about salaries tonight.
Can we talk about salaries?
Thought we were gonna bring it up. We talked in budget, we were gonna bring it up for the commission.
I didn't see it in the agenda.
It don't have to be, it can be new business, it can be brought up. What I don't want to do is gloss over. What I said was we would talk about it in front of the whole commission. So I don't want to, we said we would. Nobody wants to do it, it's fine. But we did say we were gonna talk.
I think it'd be a nice thing to do.
Okay.
Now, we got a new business to bring before the commission.
Yes, sir, we do.
Okay. You come to the podium, please.
I'll go. Well, I get to stand up here enough.
Now, we discussing this because we don't need to vote on this tonight.
We're discussing it, we can vote on, but we're discussing it, there was a discussion about, right now, we currently make $550 a month as a county commissioner. What was brought up in the budget was a couple of propositions. One was to raise it to $750, which would be a $200 a month increase. There has also been talk of tying it to the employees' raises, whatever that was. There have been a number of discussions, and I know there's been some people that talked about it. Commissioner Hogan could tell you more what other counties make. I think we're all over the place. There are other counties that make more. There are other counties that get insurance. So rather than putting this in the budget, what we proposed was we would bring this before the whole commission. I think that gives everyone an opportunity to say, I voted for it, I didn't vote for it, or to bring it up for discussion. But we did say we were going to talk about it in this meeting.
Correct.
And I wanted to keep our word if we can. So I didn't want to let this pass and just let it go through. I think that's what this is, a discussion. And my opinion is that there's very few people in this commission to do this for the money. If you're like me, you didn't know what it paid for when you started. I also have had discussions with people and seem to think it would help if it paid more. I've also had emails from people tell me this is a part-time job and it shouldn't pay what it does. Or that it shouldn't pay anymore. My opinion is if you do it right, it's not a part-time job. I also think it's a full-time job. But if you do it right, it's not a part-time job. I'm not asking for a raise either. For the record, I won't be here next time anyway, so it wouldn't help me or hurt me when I never done it for the money, and I wouldn't be starting now. But I've said that we would talk about it in front of everybody with the whole commission here, and I think that's what we should do. If somebody wants to make a motion, I'd entertain it. If somebody wants to make a statement, I think this is now the time to state it.
I want to make a statement. So it was said in that same meeting, if we were to do that, to tie it to continuing education or either tie it to attendance. And I think for the fair share of the county and the money that we're getting from the residents here, if they go to their full-time job and only show up part-time, then they no longer have a job. And I think I would make, if I were to vote on that, I would want to tie it to attendance because that's what you're supposed to be doing, is doing your job. And if you can't do that, then no, we don't need to have a raise. and I won't be here either, so it won't affect me one way or the other either. I didn't know how much I was going to make when I signed on here, and I am not doing it for the money. And I hope that when I leave the county commission, that I did my best for Robertson County to say I left it in better hands than the way I got it, which I don't think we had it too bad to begin with either. So I'm grateful for the previous commission, and I hope that this commission has made an impact as well positively for this county.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman, I was on that commission. I was on the commission when we changed it from 250 to 500.
Mhm.
The $50 came somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know where it come from.
But it was about a $200 raise is what it was. And that's what we're trying to do right now. And yes, Mr. Mayor, I did make the statement. I thought that it would encourage people to come and be a part of this great county by serving here. It's a shame in Eric's district there, we couldn't find anybody to run with him, much less against him. And so first up that we're gonna have to do as a commission is appoint somebody to fill the place and we vote him in. There's not a lot of interest, not a lot of people standing out in front of the door here waiting to be a commissioner. And yes, it's not a part-time job. If you do your job right, it is a full-time job, but you gotta come and be a part of this. And if you're tied up with meetings, you need to get another job. But the bottom line is, I think it's time since the last raise, if you want to call it that, was had about 8 years ago. And that's when me and Mr. Tommy worked on it at that time. So I think it's overdue per se to encourage people coming. As I said in the meeting, I sell a bag of grass seed, make up the difference. I'm not here for the money.
Okay.
So it's not that, but in the future, I think we need to set a precedence out there. And not only take the raise now, but tie it to attendance or a percent of employees, whatever they get, we get, if they get a 3% raise, we get a 3% raise after this. Trying to get us back in line so that we are not behind everybody around us. And we're being outperformed out there. Now, we have a great commission, folks. We get along. We really do. We don't always agree with things, but we do get along and we pass good business. We've been voted to be the #1 commission in the state, right, Mayor?
That's right, but I think you need to quit where you're headed.
Motion on the floor.
There's not a motion on the
I
floor.
move that we move to $750.
I got a motion on the floor to raise the county commissioner salary to $750 a month. Is there a second?
Wait just one second.
Hey, you got no
I make the motion, that's all.
no stipulations or nothing, whether here or not.
That's where amendments will come into place.
I need a second. Second by Commissioner Thompson. Any more discussion on this?
Question.
Question being called. If you're for this resolution, vote yes. If you're against it, vote no.
I'll finish the meeting.
Oh. I got 8 for, 13 against. That resolution fails.
Now can I read my notary motion?
Promise to be.
I'm gonna read like I always have. Mr. Mayor, I reviewed and signed the application of those wishing to become a notary. I recommend that we elect all those that have applied to be a notary for the county of Robertson and the great state of Tennessee.
All in favor of Bobby Hogan's motion, we say aye. Anybody opposed? So moved. One more motion, Bubba Darson not here.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
So moved.